sagging floors, interior wall cracks, or out-of-level door frames, our products exceed the industry standard and are backed by the best transferable warranties.
Why did the house fall down?
I don't know.
Because he didn't call my dad.
Thanks for watching News 12 on your side.
At Parker's Kitchen, we go big, like our huge, crunchy, juicy, never frozen chicken tenders with an extra large serving of Parker's signature sauce. At Parker's Kitchen. Live from Augusta, you're watching News 12 live at 5.
Good afternoon. I'm Meredith Anderson. Hurricane Helene. Boy, it left a lot of people worried about this hurricane season. Now a group in Aiken is looking to help some of the most vulnerable prepare for the next storm. Your Audrey Dickherber has more.
Preparing for the worst.
A hurricane's always forecasted, but we think, well, it's not going to affect us. Well, it did affect us, so now people are a little bit more aware of what's going on.
And setting up those who came before us the best.
I just appreciate the way they took the time to explain it to us.
Making sure they know what to do if another tragedy like Hurricane Helene happens again.
Helps them manage whether they can get out on time, ahead of whatever's coming in, whether it's a hurricane or earthquake, tornadoes, whatever the case may be, whatever emergency management there is. Allows them information that either helps them get out on time, the notification, or helps them shelter in place, educates them a little bit better.
By passing out emergency kits and information, and even bringing out local organizations like the Aiken Volunteer Mounted Unit that keep people informed on what to do with their horses or other large animals during a fire, hurricane, or other type of emergency.
This is a strap that can go around the horse's neck, and we had one made especially for us. But this can go around a horse's neck, and if you had to evacuate your horse, then your horse would be identified.
Keeping people informed, especially after something so tragic that many people have never experienced before.
I just can't explain it. It was just something I never experienced before.
In Aiken, Audrey Dickherber, on your side.
Now, coming up on News 12 at 6 o'clock, Audrey spoke to some of the people who attended about what they learned and their experiences. So we'll talk about that coming up. But first, let's check in with our first alert Chief Meteorologist, Riley Hale. Riley, so many of us still dealing with the effects of Hurricane Helene.
Absolutely, Meredith. Long-lasting impacts. I think everyone is definitely a little unsettled about this hurricane season moving forward because of what we did see last year. So that is why we put out those first alert weather days and nights in anticipation to just get people prepared for those type of impacts. For the rest of today, there is going to be the potential for some heavy rain, maybe some brief strong wind gusts with thunderstorms. We have been seeing pretty decent coverage of thunderstorm activity, generally south of I-20 at the moment. These gray boxes or tan color boxes that you're seeing on the map here, those are special weather statements for gusts anywhere from 40 to 50 miles an hour. We do have outflow boundaries that are colliding with one another, and these are going to continue to set off thunderstorms over the next several hours and cannot rule out maybe some of these do briefly turn severe at times. That is why we are underneath a marginal severe weather threat across the entire region. Main concern is just going to be those brief strong wind gusts with those thunderstorms, but also torrential rainfall could lead to some flooding issues. We actually have a slight flood risk across the region, so slow moving heavy rain can definitely cause issues, especially in our problem spots across the area. So continue to stay weather aware if you're heading out this evening. We'll have a decent chance for storms up until about 10 o'clock tonight, but changes on the way. We'll have a look at that full forecast in just a minute.
All right, thanks for that, Riley. With school starting back, we all have to get readjusted to school buses being on the roads. Both Georgia and South Carolina have laws requiring drivers to stop for stopped school buses. So here's a good refresher in the name of safety. In South Carolina, drivers have to stop in both directions when on a 2-lane road. On 4-lane roads, you have to stop when behind a bus. The only times you don't have to stop, that's when a bus is in a passenger loading zone off the main road. Drivers must stay stopped until the bus moves or the red lights are no longer on. Georgia has similar laws. Drivers have to stop on 2-lane and on 4-lane roads with a median, and drivers following the bus have to stop. On 4 lanes without a median, all drivers have to stop. On roads with 4 or more lanes and a center turning lane, drivers stop. Georgia also has fines for failing to stop for a stopped school bus. Drivers can face a mandatory court appearance, a fine of up to $1,000, or up to 6 points on a driving record. Drivers under 21, they could face a license suspension for a violation. Again, all of this in the name of keeping our kids safe. Peach Jam boosted the local economy yet again. The numbers are in, and this year, the basketball tournament brought in $18.6 million to Augusta. Coaches, players, families, and fans, they all need a place to stay and eat, right? And local businesses say they are happy to help with that. And every year, it just gets bigger. This year's economic impact was $3 million more than last year. We're on your side working to get answers after video appears to catch a contractor red-handed stealing from a soldier. This is video from a camera a soldier set up in the barracks at Fort Gordon. You can see two contractors walk in, but keep your eye on that second one. It looks like he walks over to a desk and takes money and puts it in his pocket. A short time later, it's obvious he sees the camera, walks back over to the desk. The social media post claims he just pretends to put the money back. Well, then it looks like he knocks the camera over and the screen goes black. Yesterday, we confirmed these two contractors do not work for Georgia Power, but they work for a contractor doing work on a lighting project for Georgia Power at Fort Gordon. They have since been, quote, removed from the site. Military police are investigating. Coming up, all new on News 12 at 6 o'clock tonight, what are the policies for contractors going in a soldier's room? Were they supposed to have an escort? We're getting you answers tonight on News 12. The Richmond County Sheriff's Office asking for your help tonight finding a missing teenager. Take a good look. This is 15-year-old Trinity McDaniel. She was last seen this morning leaving a home on Wakefield Court. Deputies say she was wearing a black and white shirt with dark pants. Officials say McDaniel lives in Burke County but frequents the Olmsted Holmes area in Richmond County. If you have any information, if you've seen her, please call Richmond County deputies. A safety alert for you tonight. A brain-eating amoeba case has been confirmed in South Carolina. Now, this is the same type of amoeba that killed a 17-year-old right here in our area 2 years ago. The Department of Public Health won't confirm where the case is, but they will say it was verified the week of July 7th. Now, this type of amoeba is common in warm freshwater lakes, rivers, and ponds. The amoeba can enter your body through the nose and travel into the brain. While infection is rare, it is usually fatal. Some ways to keep yourself safe: avoid jumping or diving into warm bodies of fresh water, holding your nose closed or keeping your head above water, and avoiding digging or stirring up sediment in shallow, warm, fresh water also helps. South Carolina students are already heading back to the classroom, and this will be the first full school year in which they're banned from using cell phones during the day. Your State House reporter Mary Green explains what early feedback on this policy is looking like.
Statewide implementation of South Carolina's student cell phone ban started this past January because of action here at the State House. Now, as students head back to school for a new year, we're getting a first look at just how effective it's been.
There's always going to be implementation problems, unexpected challenges you have to overcome, but for the most part, it has been both successful and well received by educators and really also by students.
This statewide policy prohibits South Carolina students from accessing devices, including cell phones, smartwatches, tablets, and gaming devices during the school day. But some details are left up to individual districts, including where students are required to store their phones, if they're totally banned on campus, and what the penalties are for breaking the rules. A survey that more than 9,000 teachers across the state took at the end of the last school year after one semester of the ban's enforcement found an overwhelming majority saw their students better focused on work if the policy was actually followed. It's an improvement from what teachers saw just before the statewide implementation started. They also reported an impact on other behaviors like bullying and students fighting or threatening their teachers.
On every single behavior that we saw, when teachers believe and perceive that policy is being enforced, we're seeing a decrease in their perception that other behaviors are student conduct issues at their school.
And some teachers noted that the statewide implementation helped them apply these rules in their classrooms, while others said that the policy's effectiveness depended on how well it was communicated and how consistently it was enforced. Reporting from the State House, I'm Mary Green.
The Department of Education will next work with researchers to see if this policy is helping improve student grades and behavior, or if it's not. We'll let you know. The world's busiest airport has safety top of mind after a new report. Coming up, hear the findings and what might be done to improve safety there. Riley?
Now, we have a number of special weather statements out across the region, mainly for 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts, and also there is going to be the continued chance for some localized flooding issues. Much more to talk about coming up after the break.
Time and Tip, brought to you by your First Alert weather team. No matter what your future.
Now, your First Alert weather with Chief Meteorologist Riley Hale.
Welcome back in, folks. Not the best view from our Beach Island camera, but I wanted to highlight that we are seeing a little rainbow here. We just had a quick little downpour pass over our camera tower near Beach Island in Aiken County, and more heavy downpours are starting to pop up across the region. Here's a look at our radar network. All these are being driven by a backdoor cold front moving in from the northeast, and we're also looking at the sea breeze starting to push inland. So this is just going to converge a very high convective air mass in effect right now, and that's going to continue to pop up our strongest severe thunderstorms and just slow moving storms at that can lead to a lot of rain in a short amount of time. Special weather statements in effect around Fort Gordon all the way down towards western Burke County, and also most of Barnwell and Bamberg County. You are also included in this chance for 40 to 55 mile per hour wind gusts. So make sure you are staying weather aware over the next several hours. We're going to keep our storm chances in play at least through around 10 o'clock tonight. I would say after 10 p.m. maybe still some rain heading into the overnight, but the severe weather chances do look much lower. This front will continue to push through early tomorrow, so I would say rain chances minimal most of our Wednesday, but can't rule out maybe a quick morning shower out there. Later into the afternoon, though, most of us do look dry. Here's a look by around 4 or 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, generally dry north of that front. Now, as we head towards our Thursday, we are expecting that front to move back north, so that's going to drive up our decent thunderstorm chances again Thursday. And as we head towards the weekend, more intense heat on the way.
All right, we'll be looking out for that, Riley. Thanks for that. Hartsfield-Jackson International. It is called the risk is real. 2 children who survived a boat explosion on Lake Lanier are out of the hospital tonight. That boat exploded July 4th and had the children's parents and 4 siblings on board. The father and an older sibling had minor burns. The 4 youngest suffered 3-degree burns. A couple of the kids says they feel great, but they're still recovering.
Sometimes I feel pain and itchiness.
Yeah, their mother is still recovering tonight at the hospital. Even for the kids, though, it's still not back to normal as they continue to recover. July is Fibroid Awareness Month, and according to the FDA, it is the most common benign tumor in women of childbearing age. Symptoms include heavy menstrual bleeding, pelvic pressure, even difficulty getting pregnant. The condition does not have a direct cause, but it could be related to age, genetics, race, and weight. One woman who lived with fibroids says it's important to talk to your doctor and get those routine checkups.
I know the pap smears, we're only expected to get them every couple years now. It's crucial, I think, that women know that it's still important to get those annual exams, because the only way you really know that you have a fibroid tumor, the only way it can be confirmed, is through an ultrasound.
Only 25% of women will have symptoms, so it is very important to get checked yearly. All right, one thing a lot of people think about when going on a lake is, well, coming back. Coming up, we'll tell you about new technology meant to rescue people when they get stuck on the water.
First Alert Radar, powered by Jim Hudson Automotive Group. Watch this. It's all one morning mix mug. And catch the mix Wednesday and Friday mornings to see if you're a winner. Enter today.
Welcome back in, everyone. Going back to the radar network, we're still keeping an eye on some pretty strong thunderstorms there in southern Richmond County, all the way through western Burke County, and even over towards southern Jefferson County. These thunderstorms are producing torrential rainfall, well over 1 inch per hour rain rates. Just definitely a lot of cloudy ground lightning too. And the potential with these special weather statements is that there could be some gusts 40 to even 50 miles per hour, so just below severe levels. Want to take a look at this? You can see this skinny green line right here. Those are outflow boundaries. That's what's helping really lift up these thunderstorms, and those are going to continue to collide with one another over the next several hours and keep our rain chances pretty decent up until 10 o'clock tonight. So continue to stay weather aware. Heading into our Thursday, we're expecting another decent opportunity for showers and storms around. Thursday, we're expecting the rain to arrive most likely by around midday, and with the rain starting early into the afternoon, that should keep our high temps most likely in the low 90s, but hit or miss downpours will continue a low marginal flood risk across the area again on Thursday.
All right, thanks for that. It is something that happens all too often. People falling into lakes and being unable to get out of them. Those people often need to wait hours or sometimes even days to be rescued. But there's new technology to help rescuers find the missing. Michael Warwick is at Lake Norman in North Carolina to tell us more.
It's a job they'll tell you they wish they didn't have to do, but as we've seen, tragedies can happen quickly on this lake, and it's up to these guys with careful and precise detail to find the bodies of missing swimmers. Out on the calm waters of Lake Norman, Mooresville Fire Rescue Lieutenant Joel Privet mans a crew, real and robot.
And just give them that peace that we have found their loved one.
Already twice this month, this team's helped find 2 teenagers who drowned in the lake.
And you can kind of start looking at the shadows.
Locating them within hours by carefully combing through sonar imaging.
I mean, we're pretty much using fish finders is what we're using to locate the subject. And we're just manipulating it enough to our advantage.
Coupled with underwater remote-controlled vehicles, crews can retrieve bodies without ever sending a human diver into the water. It's collaboration and technology, Joel says, that's made missions, which used to last days, now take hours.
Being able to give that closure to the family in a speedy way means everything.
Born and raised in Iredell County, Joel knows the lake inside and out.
I mean, you kind of see debris here.
Taught him anything, it's to always swim with safety top of mind. If he had his way, this fire rescue boat would stay dry.
Anytime you jump off the back of the boat, have a life jacket with you. That way, if anything can happen, and it just takes a split second for somebody goes missing and they don't come back up.
Lake Norman can reach up to 100 feet deep in some spots, and it's up to these remote-controlled, handheld vehicles that will go down and with a claw, bring the body to the surface. On Lake Norman tonight, Michael Warwick, WBTV, on your side.
Some other ways to stay safe while on a body of water: swim or boat sober, know your limits, and of course, never swim alone. To some good news now, a police officer saved a baby's life minutes after she was born. The couple in Gaston County, North Carolina, just right outside of Charlotte, said their newborn decided to come into the world a few days before her due date in the family bathroom. The miracle happened, but her parents realized she wasn't breathing. They called 911 and an officer was at the home within minutes and started infant CPR.
Given the fact that her color was starting to change back to normal, getting a little bit more pink and a little bit more movement in her arms and stuff like that, that reassured me a little bit.
He kept her stable until the EMS got here and was able to take over.
The mother and baby were taken to the hospital where both made a full recovery. The officer visited the family in the hospital and even said the moment makes him want kids of his own. Boy, talk about being in the right place at the right time, just close enough to save a life. We're back in a bit.
Hey guys, Anna Christina here for Roof Savers, and we're proud to introduce our revolutionary, groundbreaking Renew It 17, the only asphalt shingle preservation product that provides 17 continuous years of coverage for your roof with just one application and one treatment. Roof Savers is proud to be offering homeowners Renew at 17, which can save you big money versus an expensive roof replacement.
At Roof Savers, we can replace your roof or preserve it with Renew at 17. We let your roof tell us what needs to be done. We're not going to offer you something that your roof doesn't need, but if your roof qualifies for Renew at 17, our motto is to save your roof and save your money. Our crews come to your home and clean and brighten your roof, then apply revolutionary lab-tested Renew at 17, adding 17 years of life with just one treatment. Roof Savers has helped nearly 6,000 customers restore more than 3 million square feet of asphalt shingles, and we can help you as well. If your roof needs to be replaced, we offer and install only quality American-made roofing products by the best manufacturers in the business.
Call today for a free roof inspection to see if your roof qualifies for roof preservation with patent-pending Renew at 17 offered exclusively by Roof Savers.
I love it. I am so proud. I think it's the best-looking residence in my subdivision now.
America's #1 choice for roof preservation is Roof Savers. Save your roof, save your money.
Time to join the Morning Mix Mud Club.
Trust Chief Meteorologist Riley Hale for your first alert. At Parker's Kitchen, we go big, like our huge, crunchy, juicy, never frozen chicken tenders with an extra large serving of Parker's signature sauce. At Parker's Kitchen.
You're watching News 12 live at 5. Continues.
Good evening and thanks for joining us here live at 5. I'm Will Rio. People in Augusta know when it rains, it doesn't always drain. We told you about stormwater fees that were meant to go towards fixing drainage issues, but they weren't fixed. Here, Ethan Hunter is live at 5 in the studio. Ethan, you spoke to someone about erosion because of a lack of drainage.
Yeah, neighbors up and down Overton Road have seen flooding from Rays Creek in the backyard and the front through clogged stormwater drains, filling the street with feet of water. People on the street sent me video of what it looks like when it rains. One house flooded through the garage and into their crawl space. Down the street, one house has lost about a foot of ground elevation since the owners moved in 10 years ago. The drainage relief that flows from the street into the creek has eroded over time. That curved path that you can see there used to be straight. Trees starting to become concerns as their roots are exposed, and a sinkhole opened up for the 3rd time after neighbors have repeatedly filled it in. One person that I talked to doesn't have it that bad, but the clogged drain flooding the street in front of his house is frustrating.
The 2 storm sewer drains were clogged up, and the water couldn't get there and be able to come through the storm sewer down to the creek. They backed up, and there was a lake out there. I can't tell you how